of the New York Progressive Action Network. We are an organization built of over 30 chapters and affiliates from all across the state, from Suffolk County to Buffalo, from the Finger Lakes to the city, everywhere between Staten Island, as well as our affiliates from labor organizations and community organizations all across the state. You know, we were born out of the Bernie Sanders movement, and we stayed together. We formed a network to fight for our progressive agenda, as well as progressive candidates who are willing to fight for our progressive agenda. Today, we are here to announce that we have endorsed 3 candidates, and each will speak in turn. Our organization is very pleased to announce that we have endorsed Cynthia Nixon for governor. In addition, we have endorsed Jumaane Williams for lieutenant governor. And we've also endorsed Patrick Nelson for the 21st Congressional District. I have words prepared to talk about all the candidates, but I'm going to let them do the speaking for themselves. So I'll turn it back over to Nikki, and we'll hear from all 3 of our candidates in turn. Thank you.
Well, it is my honor to introduce our first candidate, NIPAN's first endorsed candidate. You are well aware of her. The press here sure is. Cynthia Nixon is a longtime activist. She has been a union member for over 40 years. She is a lifelong New Yorker who has chosen to set her roots and her activism in this state. She has been touring the state for the last month, much longer, her whole life. But as a candidate, talking to community members, learning about the struggles that they're facing in this state with such stark income inequality in 2018. So it's my honor to introduce Cynthia Nixon for governor.
Thank you, Noe, so much. Thank you to NIPAN. I am so excited to be here today with so many bold progressives in the room, and I am so proud to accept your nomination for governor. I know all the work that you guys have been doing to make New York a better place, and I thank you for everything that you have already accomplished. And I so look forward to fighting alongside you every day in the coming months. My name is Cynthia Nixon, and I am running for governor because I love New York State. I was born here. I grew up in a 1-bedroom, 5-flight walk-up, just my mom and me. I am a proud public school graduate, and I am a prouder public school parent. This is the state where I started my career 40 years ago in order to pay for college. This is the state where I've raised my children, Sam, 21, Charlie, 15, Max, 7. This is the state where I met and married the love of my life, my wife, Christine. This is the state where I fought for LGBTQ equality and for women's health and women's rights, including a woman's right to choose. This is the state where for 17 years since my oldest child entered kindergarten, I have fought for better schools and especially for more equally funded schools. We didn't have a lot of money when I was a kid, but I feel like I had opportunities that are not available to the vast majority of New York's kids today. New York schools are the second most unequal in the entire country. We've got a $10,000 spending gap per child between our 100 richest school districts and our 100 poorest school districts. New York is now the single most unequal state in the entire country. The top 1% of New Yorkers earn 45 times what the other 99% earn combined. And the thing to understand about this kind of bone-crushing inequality is that it doesn't just happen. It's not inadvertent, it's not a mistake. It's the deliberate result of a choice made to slash taxes on the wealthiest and on corporations and slash services and opportunities on everybody else. It's a choice made to allow the schools attended by our children of color to be segregated, underfunded, and over-policed. It's a choice we're used to see being made by Republicans like Donald Trump, but for the last 8 years, it's a choice we have seen made over and over and over again by our Governor, Andrew Cuomo. The last 8 years under Andrew Cuomo have been an exercise in living with disappointment and dysfunction and dishonesty. New York needs a governor that believes in and will fight for bold, important ideas, like fully funding our schools, like getting big money out of campaigns and out of government, like single-payer health care. The reason that I am running for New York governor is I believe in these things, and I want them and so many more for New York and for New Yorkers. We are so tired here of the corruption and dysfunction in Albany, and we are so tired of fake Democrats who aren't going to lift a finger unless their corporate donors say it's okay. We're doing things differently in our campaign. We aren't accepting a single dime of corporate money. This campaign can't be bought because this campaign belongs to the people who are a part of it. This is a campaign about New Yorkers coming together and pledging an end to racial, economic, and gender inequality. Here are a few things we could do right off the bat. We could legalize recreational marijuana. This is a racial justice issue. We cannot keep putting people of color in jail for something that white people do with impunity. We have to, thank you, we have to end cash bail. We've got 25,000 people in our jails right now, and 70% of them sitting there have not even been to trial. They're there because they can't afford bail. They're there because they're poor. This isn't how we should be running things in New York State or in the United States of America. Our schools need more counselors and less cops.
Yes.
We have to end the school to prison pipeline that's ushering white children into college and children of color into the criminal justice system.
Here, here.
Here in New York, we have to treat our earth like a home.
That's right.
We have to get ourselves off of fossil fuels, and most importantly, we also have to hold fossil fuel billionaires accountable when they poison our communities. We have to make the dream of universal health care a reality, and with a progressive governor, we can do that. When I am governor, I will be fighting for the New York Health Act, and I will see to it that we enact Medicare for all, single-payer health care, so that every single New Yorker is insured. We need to make sure that those New Yorkers who have most recently arrived feel as welcome as those of us who have been here for years and decades and more. We have to turn New York into a real sanctuary state. I will pass the New York Dream Act, I will pass the Liberty Act, and I will ensure access to driver's licenses for all immigrants. We have to address skyrocketing rents and our affordability crisis. I will stand up to the real estate industry, and I will stand with tenants as we expand rental protections and rights. We have to, in New York, fix our very broken subway. There are so many things we need to do in New York and that we can do in New York if only we come together and we fight for them. This is not a time to settle. This is not a time to sit on the sidelines. This is not a time to stand down. This is a time to stand up. This is a time to fight. In this year, thousands of progressives all across this country are running for office for the first time because they believe what I believe, which is that if you want real change to happen, you have to get involved and you have to make it happen yourself. I am so proud today to receive and accept NIPAN's endorsement.